Lieutenant Jack, lucky, Logan wasn't a superstitious man, but the jungle of Guadalcanal was a place where the lines between the living and the dead blurred. He'd seen things out there that made him question his own sanity. His squad was a ragtag bunch, survivors of countless firefights and ambushes. They moved through the dense foliage like ghosts, their bodies slick with sweat, their minds filled with a constant, low-grade terror. They'd been on the island for months, and the enemy was everywhere, in the trees, in the undergrowth, even in their own minds. One night, as they hunkered down in a makeshift foxhole, a strange thing happened. A whisper, a faint, almost ethereal voice, carried on the night breeze. It was a woman's voice, pleading for help. Logan and his men exchanged glances, their eyes wide with fear and disbelief. Driven by a strange compulsion, Logan followed the voice deeper into the jungle. His squad, though reluctant, followed close behind. The voice led them to a hidden clearing, where a solitary figure stood bathed in moonlight. It was a nurse, her uniform torn and dirty, her face etched with a mixture of fear and determination. Her name was Evelyn, and she'd been stranded on the island for weeks, evading capture by the Japanese. She told them of a secret Japanese airfield hidden deep in the jungle, a place where the enemy was building something big. Logan knew they had to destroy it. The mission was suicide, but the thought of the Japanese gaining an advantage was unbearable. With Evelyn as their guide, they set off, their hearts pounding in their chests. The journey was a nightmare, a relentless slog through mud and over fallen trees. They faced constant threats from snipers and patrols. When they finally reached the airfield, they were met with a terrifying sight. The Japanese were nearly finished building a massive aircraft carrier, a floating fortress that would change the course of the war. The ensuing battle was a frenzy of gunfire and explosions. Logan and his men fought with a desperation born of survival. They managed to cripple the carrier, but at a terrible cost. Many of his men were killed or wounded, and Evelyn was lost in the chaos.